What's going on, guys, and welcome to yet another video. In most of my last few videos I've been talking about Amazon, but today I want to share with you guys another great scalable business idea. It's something that I've been doing myself for the past little while, and I absolutely love how easy it is to start and grow the business. Amazon has gotten more competitive each year with countless new sellers joining each day. So if you're just starting out with e-commerce and are looking for a project to run on the side, then you will really like this method because it's pretty easy to get started and it's quite scalable. So to get straight to the point as to what we will be doing, it's quite simple. Most of you know what dropshipping is, and for those of you who don't, it's a retail fulfillment method where a business doesn't keep the product that it sells. So let me give you an example. Let's say you go to a wholesale company and open an account with them. You take their product and you list it on Amazon, and when someone purchased the product, you send the customer's address to the supplier to ship it for you. So you get paid by the customer who purchased your product, and your supplier gets paid by you, all while never having to see the physical product or doing any of the fulfillment. So this is called dropshipping, and that's exactly what we're going to do. But instead of using Amazon, we're going to do this on Wayfair's marketplace. Wayfair is a first-party marketplace, and it's a great marketplace to do this because of several different reasons. There's a lot less sellers on Wayfair compared to Amazon. Shoppers on Wayfair spend more money. You don't need to figure out the logistics or shipping. Wayfair will send you a prepaid label. You don't pay heavy commissions, rather you pay a standard allowance fee of 4%. At the time of this video at least. Wayfair uses their own algorithm, so you don't need to constantly worry endlessly about optimizing your product. You will notice a direct correlation between the amount of products you list versus how many orders you'll receive from Wayfair each day. The list can go on and on. So instead of me talking about it, you guys can see here on my screen, I've logged in onto my Wayfair portal, and you can see that in the past 30 days, I've sold $10,000. And this is also a 53% reduced amount for where it used to be because I've discontinued some product. Now, the great thing about this business is that it's very scalable. You can continue opening accounts with as many suppliers that you want and continue to grow the amount of SKUs that you have on site. And in return, you will see an increase in your sales. And like any business, there's always the initial setup that's required. So I'll run through those steps with you guys step by step. But before we get started, I'd also like to mention that in this video or any other video that I make, I'm not trying to sell you guys anything. And I'm not associated with Wayfair or any other company that I'm mentioning in this video. And so if you're enjoying this video or would like to support me, the best way to do so would be to subscribe and like the video. All right, let's get started. There are a few things that we need to get in order to get started to sell on Wayfair. And don't be afraid just because you need to do a little bit of work. It's really not that hard. Follow through and stay persistent, and I promise you that you will see results. So the first thing that we need is to have a registered business. If you don't already have one, you can easily open a business and obtain a business number. There's a ton of companies out there that can assist you with opening an account. They cost as little as $150. Now, if you're serious about running a project like this and making additional income and starting a business, then think of this as a small investment. Once you go through with opening a business, it may take some time to receive your documents, but once you do, you're ready to move on to the next step, which is to submit your vendor application to sell on Wayfair. Just type in sell on Wayfair on Google and then look for the partners.wayfair.com domain. Once you get to this page, just click on sell on Wayfair, and then on this page, it's going to ask you for some information. Go ahead and enter your contact information and your business information. Once you get to logistical information, just select the country where you would like to conduct business from. For me personally, I do it in the United States, so I'll go ahead and select United States. If there's more than one country that you would like to start this business on, then you can select more than one. But just know that you can always add more countries later on as well. So for this purpose, I would just recommend to start with one. And then once you set up your business, then you can always expand to different countries if that's what you would like to do. So here, you're going to go ahead and select yes. You're able to drop ship to the customer and you're able to accept returns. So we'll click that. Once you get here, you can go ahead and just select Amazon, and then you can skip this part and just click apply now. Once the vendor application is submitted, we'll need to be patient until we receive an onboarding email from Wayfair. Once you get it, you'll need to go through some agreements. I suggest that you read it carefully so that you know exactly what you're getting into, and then complete and answer a series of questions. In this stage, you'll also be asked to submit liability insurance If you're already selling on some other marketplaces, then there's a good chance that you may already have a liability insurance. But if you don't, this will be the last tedious step before you can actually start to list on Wayfair and make money. To get a certificate of insurance is pretty easy and not too expensive. During your onboarding process, Wayfair will attach a template of certificate of insurance showing you exactly what they want. So download a copy of this template and then search for insurance companies in the state or province where your company was formed and share with them the template that Wayfair had provided you and ask them for a quote. I recommend that you shop around. I'm currently paying approximately $80 a month for mine, but I'm also sure that there's cheaper alternatives out there. So now comes the fun part, and that's selecting the type of products you'd like to upload and sell on Wayfair. So finding suppliers can sometimes be a bit difficult, but be patient and keep browsing around until you find the right suppliers. We need the supply to be dropship friendly, to accept returns, and have a quick lead time. You can find suppliers from Alibaba USA or through a Google search, but the best method to use is a website called Inventory Source. So let's check that out. This is Inventory Source. It's a free website. So just go ahead and get started here, create an account, and then once you're done, just log in. Once you're logged in, you're going to see a page like this, and all you're going to do is just click on Supplier Directory. And on this page, you're going to see a long list of suppliers. And what we're going to do is we're going to filter out the suppliers based on our own criteria. So on this left side, for instance, we're going to select dropship friendly, yes. We do not want a minimum order, and then we want United States. So once I set these filters, I can also select supplier categories here. So Wayfair mostly does home goods. So I'm going to go ahead and select home furniture, decor, and garden. So once I click on this button, I'm going to get a list of all the suppliers that fall within this category and meet all these criteria. Once I've got my filters set and I've got my list of suppliers, I want to start reaching out to them. So I'm just going to go ahead and click on this very first one called US Direct, and I can see that they cover all these different categories. Then if you scroll down a little bit, you'll see a visit website button. Go ahead and click that. Now most supplier websites are locked to prevent the general consumer being able to log in and view prices and place orders. So you can see that on this page here, for instance, we've got a login button. Obviously, I don't have login information yet, so we need to reach out to the supplier and get that access. Now, some suppliers have a registration portal where we can enter our information and apply for an account. I'm just going to reach out to them directly, and the best way of doing that is to just contact them. Usually at the very bottom part of the page, you'll see Contact Us button. I'm going to go ahead and click that. Here, I'll just enter the information that they're asking here, and I'll just go ahead and message them and ask them how I can open an account with them. As simple as that. So you want to repeat this process a few times until you're able to open a few accounts with different suppliers. Now, a good supplier will give you access to something that's referred to as a SKU list, which will contain all the information about the SKU that they carry. So this would be things like where the product was manufactured, the product dimensions, the shipping information, the wholesale price of the product, if there's a map or MSRP, and so forth. So this is going to be crucial when you're uploading your products on Wayfair, so make sure that you ask the supplier for this information. This is what a SKU list looks like. So you can see that all the information is here in this Excel file. So I've got the SKU number so that we can identify the product. We've got the UPC code, the brand name, the title, it will give you the description, the category that it's sold in, the weight of the product, whether it ships alone, the dimensions, whether it's in stock or not, how long it takes to process the product. It should give you the dropship cost. So in this particular case, this product will cost me $115.89. They recommend to resell it at $234.68, but there's no map pricing, so I could sell this at even $200 if I want. You'll have the image links and so forth. So you can see that this Excel file has all the information that I really need to upload the product and give this information out to the general consumer. So by now your page should look somewhat similar to mine. And so what we're ready to do is upload the products. So let's go ahead and click on Add New Products under Product Management, and then we'll go ahead and click on SKU Addition. Now, since this is your first time uploading a product, you'll first need to create a brand. So go ahead and click on Add New Brand. So since this is your first time uploading a product on Wayfair, we'll first need to create a brand. So you can choose whether you'd like to use the supplier's brand or whether you'd like to private label. I recommend to just go ahead and private label them. So if you decide to take that route, go ahead and click on Add New Brand, enter your own brand name, enter a quick little description. You can enter your supplier's URL here, And then if you'd like to upload a logo, you can do that here, but that's not mandatory. Once that's done, go ahead and click on download blank template, and then go ahead and click on product sheet with class specific details, because all the information that we already have is already on Excel. So it's a matter of just putting them in the correct column. Here you should select the category that you're selling your products in. So if you're selling bedding items, for instance, you go ahead and click bedding, and then go ahead and select the correct class. Once that's done, just say add selected items, and you will go ahead and download a copy of an Excel sheet that's completely blank with Wayfair specific columns that you will need to fill up. So at this point, you'll see a page something like this, and we should have the information for most of this already. So your manufacturer model number, supply part number is the same thing as your SKU number. So this is just an identifier. You go ahead and put that in. You can skip the optional columns if you'd like, or you can enter them, whatever is best for you. You already have the product name. What I recommend is to just private label it a little bit. So if the product name is, let's say, beautiful desk, then what I would do is I would just slightly change it up and I would say something like magnificent desk. And just like that, go through this entire Excel file and fill up all the required columns. You should have most of these columns already from your supplier, so filling them up should not be a huge problem. I also recommend to stick with small parcel items, just because LTL shipments usually take a little bit longer. They're also a little bit more expensive, and in case of returns, they can get problematic. So I recommend sticking with small parcel items and avoiding LTL for now. So at this point, your screen should look something like this. And you've got all these different categories. So if you filled out your Excel sheet correctly, you should be able to go straight to review. If not, then you may get some indications. Those are the ones that are not filled out correctly and will usually need your attention. So you'll need to go back and take a look at those, fix any issue. Once everything's done, you can move to the final step, which would be review and submit your product. If you've come this far, then congratulations. Now all you have to do is wait until your products go live and you're ready to receive orders. You'll get an email alert from Wayfair once your products go live, which means that you'll just need to update your stock quantity, and then you can sit back and relax until you receive orders, or you can continue adding more SKUs to site. So once you receive your first order, just hop onto your Wayfair portal, click on orders on the left hand side, click on order management, and you'll see a page similar to mine. What you can do is just filter and click new, and then you'll see your order just like this one here. It says new. So this is an order that has not yet been processed. So all I do is click on the order, and it's very simple. You just go ahead and acknowledge the order, and then print the shipping label that Wayfair gives to you. Take the order details and send this over to your supplier. Purchase the product from your supplier and have them ship the product as soon as possible to your customer. Once that's finished, then your job's pretty much done. You don't have to do anything else from here on. The order will automatically be moved to processing and then awaiting to pick up. And then once the carrier picks up the item and scans the item, it will automatically move to in transit. And then once it's delivered, the carrier will scan it one last time before dropping off the parcel, in which case the fulfillment status will be changed to delivered. So there's definitely some work involved to set this up, but once it's set up, processing the orders are really easy and it doesn't take a whole lot of time. The margins on dropshipping on Wayfair is a lot better than most other marketplaces, and overall it's fairly easy to start with only a small investment required, but that investment is essentially making a full-out business for you. I really hope that you guys enjoyed this video, and that if you're going through with this business idea, that you are extremely successful with it. And if you guys have any questions throughout your process with this video, feel free to message me directly on Instagram at kaissahel, and I'll make sure to respond to you as soon as I can. And I'll see you guys at the next video. Take care.